Welcome back to another episode of the 5-Man Breakdown. It's your host, Dorsey,
along with your host, Maurice.
Let's talk about some one-time All-Stars. Jalen Duren, Jalen Duren, he's been absolutely balling out on the Pistons, has them the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Don't they have the number 1 power ranking right now?
Yeah, number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference right now. They're the best, or he's one of the best young bigs in the league, Definitely deserve to be an All-Star.
Yeah, 100%.
He
leads that team.
Jalen Johnson has been unleashed this year. He's going crazy.
I'm really glad they decided to trade Trae Young to really show their true offensive capabilities with Jalen Johnson leading the charge.
Threat, Jalen Johnson, playmaker.
They really say he plays like LeBron James. Yeah. Same build, same play style, same bully. He's a great player. He's an all-star that deserves to be there. Now, all-star was probably I didn't see there was Pablo Banchero.
They were saying Pablo's been struggling.
Honestly, Pablo has a really strong supporting cast around him. Yeah. But I just don't think he's been struggling. I've just been thinking he's been more focused on playing team basketball.
This could be true, honestly. Another one-time or first-time guy, Danny Avdija. He's been balling out in Portland a little bit. Another guy, Norman Powell, who's been keeping the heat, in the
competitors. He's keeping the heat as a competitor squad.
But one thing that a lot of guys noticed this weekend was a star. Kevin Durant was on his phone when he walked into the arena, when he walked onto the court. Just every time he had a camera.
Didn't the NBA ban phones? Didn't they say you cannot be on your phone?
You might be wondering why was Kevin Durant on his phone. It's gonna come out that Kevin Durant's secret Twitter account, which I can't say the name of, it's pretty profane, was leaked. He was caught talking
about all of his teammates, everybody.
About his former teammates, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry,
everybody.
Steve
He's talking
Kerr,
about current teammates.
or Devin Booker, talking about current teammates like Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., saying Jabari Smith, he can't trust Jabari Smith to play any defense or make a shot. How would you feel if that who you model your game after said that?
I feel like if one of the greatest scorers to touch the basketball court, also a very good defender, told me I can't play basketball, I would listen.
Yep.
KD is arguably top 5 player ever to ever touch a basketball. So for him to be saying you're trash at an NBA level, I feel like it has to be true. I don't know. I feel like it has to be true.
Yeah, he's probably telling you the truth. Reports have also come out that even before all this, Kevin Durant's, attitude and body language on the court has been intimidating young players.
Yeah, terrible body language.
Making them kind of scared of him. You can see this in guys like, Sengun, who, KD has yelled out on the court, told him to play defense. Sengun, showing some mopey, body language out there. Coming back on defense, looks kind of bothered by Kevin Durant's presence. Thompson a little bit maybe slowed down by KD.
I do want to point out though, I did see some on social media where he said when he played for the Warriors back ages ago, if you pointed out Steph didn't play any defense, you pointed out anything Steph Curry did, everybody in the entire room looked at you like you were retarded. And honestly, if you ask me, that's not crazy. Steph Curry was maybe the greatest player of that era.
That's also the word he used to describe Jabari Smith Jr.
Retarded. So if you ask me, I feel like back then, 2016 to maybe 2018, Steph Curry, he was on the pedestal, untouchable. Steve Kerr maybe fed him with a golden spoon every night. Tucked him into bed and everything. And I would too. That's Steph Curry we're talking about. I would too, but
be Steph Curry, greatest shooter of all time.
Greatest shooter of all time. Greatest point guard of all time as well. Don't forget that.
KD said that he misses James Harden. He said he was a good guy.
Isn't that something, man?
Maybe this could be possible.
A reunion.
Could reunite with James Harden in Cleveland. Because he hates. The Rockets is clearly going to be a
No, the Rockets have one of the greatest young roster squads.
They definitely do, but it's going to be a rocky, relationship.
It is going to be a very rocky relationship
between KD and any.
Morale is going to be all-time low as far as Rockets. And bad morale means bad play style, no discipline. They're not going to execute their plays right.
When you're in the toughest conference, one of the toughest conferences ever right now, the Western Conference. You know,
That's just something you just don't need.
Yeah,
That's
you
something you
can't
just
have
don't want.
outside distraction. You think OKC has distraction like you think
No,
the Lakers? You think the Spurs?
This what makes OKC just like such a good squad. They grew up together. I mean, they all drafted in recent rounds. They all played beautiful basketball together. They had years to develop with each other, understand each other, and they have a lot of team bonding. So this is what makes them one of the greatest teams in the league. One of the greatest super teams ever built, if you ask me. I mean, this is better than the 2024 Celtic squad. That was 2023.
What team?
The Celtic squad that won the chip. No, that's what I'm saying. Like that team is definitely a lot better.
This year, yeah, I mean they're pretty well built squad, but one thing one thing we'll be talking about is goats. Goats like some guys consider Michael Jordan the GOAT, but I think a lot of guys won't be considering him the GOAT anymore after what he did this weekend. Caught on camera touching a kid's behind.
A white kid's behind it, a little white boy.
8 times. 8 times.
Now, I will defend him right here. This may sound crazy, but they were saying, the little kid had ice in his shirt, and Michael Jordan was trying to help him to get it out.
Was repeatedly grabbing that little kid's behind.
I mean, but like I said, they were saying it looks wrong on camera because of the angle and just how the way he was doing it.
Michael Jordan's birthday was yesterday, and nobody told him happy birthday. Because
Michael Jordan's birthday was yesterday?
Nobody was talking about his birthday.
His PR team is great. His PR team is wonderful. Wow. That's how you make people forget right there. That's how you make people forget. But I don't feel like people will forget about this, especially with the... I'm not going to get into that.
On social media, people in this social media era of basketball, maybe he could have slid, doing that something like that back in the 1990s, but not in 2026. You cannot touch on little kids.
I mean, they crucified Magic Johnson because he had Austin. Nobody wanted to play with him. They were scared if he was sweating on them. I mean, it was bad. So I don't feel like he would have got away back in the day. Even Karl Malone, no. People still trying to defend Karl Malone to this day.
People were still, back in the day, people were trying to team up with Karl Malone, though, man.
Unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Yeah. He still has a 2K My Team card. It's unacceptable. Yeah, Karl Malone should never, ever touch a 2K NBA association ever again. That is sick, if you ask me. He's a sick human being.
It's been definitely one wild ride this All-Star weekend.
A very rocky ride. We've seen better days.
Yeah. We've definitely seen better All-Star weekends. This is definitely one of the more dramatic, definitely a pretty action-packed one. Even on and off the court, we had some stuff going on.
A lot of drama.
Yeah, a lot of drama. But, on the next episode of the podcast, we'll be talking about the NFL Combine. We're going to do 40 times, bench press reps.
We got some insight of some players who broke some world records, so we will be getting into that.
We'll be giving you some insight from, a real football player, Maurice right here.
Along with Dorsey as well. So, we're going to be able to really tell you if what these players are doing is really acceptable and it's really outstanding. If you ask me, they are. It's one of the greatest draft combines. We will see, if you ask me.
We'll see y'all guys on the next episode.
I thank you guys for tuning in. This was the 5-Minute Breakdown with your host, Maurice and Dorsey.